Welcome everybody to today's Powerhouse session. So excited for this conversation that we're going to be having today. The topic for today, good family, is Google ranking mastery for realtors, how to leverage SEO and GEO technology to dominate your market. My name is Joseph Trujillo. I am the host of this masterclass. I'm also known as Mr. LA. You're going to learn more about that here shortly. But I'm honored to serve as a strategy officer for the designated local expert. And I have seen, guys, firsthand across many agents, how this platform is not just transforming agent lives, but it's showing how they can change and show up online and dominate. So whether it's on Google or in map packs, simply dominating like local SEO searches, today you're going to learn how to do the same. So we're joined today, guys, by some of the brightest minds and most effective agents in the business, including the CEO of DLE, Mr. Claremont, who I'll be introducing here shortly. He has pioneered this movement. And we also have 4 top performing agents that are using this technology to drive traffic, to win listings, to build local celebrity status. So if you're a realtor and you're looking to actually own your market, right? Not just farm it, but to own your market, to get around faster, to build digital trust while you sleep. This is the conversation. This is the wake-up call. So grab your notepads, take diligent notes, because we're going to dive into real-world tactics, opportunities, and learn how to start immediately blowing up your business. So let's get started. Without further ado, I would love to introduce you to the CEO of DLE, a close friend, close partner of mine. I've known him several years. We actually lived and worked in the same city in Claremont, California. And I remember a time when I would see his signs on lawns all across the city. And I was like, who's this guy with that green and white sign? Mr. Claremont had all this fancy little like text this, download that, QR codes. And he was just kind of crushing it. And admittedly, I was kind of hurt. My feelings were a little hurt at that time because I had a billboard, guys, on Foothill Boulevard, and I closed 1 or 2 deals in about a 2-year span. And when I finally got to talking with this gentleman, he was closing multitude of deals, come list me calls, listing after listing after listing after listing. And finally, when he shared the secret sauce with me, I was just like, dude, we got to be in partnership together. So without further ado, let me bring my brother to the call, Mr. Claremont. Come on up, my brother.
All right, everybody. All right. Thanks for having me today. So, yeah, I'm just going to drop some basic knowledge. And, it's really exciting because, I'm a battle-hardened vet. As you can see here, I've got some sun damage up here because I slammed doors from, I'll be honest with you, 2008 to 2018. Every single day from the recession throughout it all, and I was a geo farmer because I just, understood at an early age in my career, how do I increase value to my time? It's simple. Geographically, where you live, okay? If you just capture 1 to 5% of the local market share, right? So for me, the mindset was get $1 million listing, sign at 6% compensation, double ended at 5. That's 50 grand in the bank. But then, a decade went by and I was like, man, there's got to be a better way than, how do I position myself to get come list me phone calls and not get caught up in the rat race of pay per call or pay per click, because we got some whales that are trying to, that dominate the industry by outspending you. So long story short, I decided, hey, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to make you guys clear of 4 really important things, right? So number 1, the modern day branding combination that matters is you have to be easy to remember, find, and choose. So me, I am Mr. Claremont, selected by the DLE network, because when working with Claremont homeowners, I sell Claremont real estate for the most money, quickest timeframes, and most favorable terms. And I'm also backed by EXP Global Luxury. So in California, in my market in LA, right, they want the local expert, boom, Mr. Claremont, backed by EXP Global Luxury, right? And so when I'm going on listing appointments and I can say, I'm with the largest brokerage on earth per agent and transaction count, not only in the US, but in California, that's power, right? and I go on these listing appointments and I command authority. So that's the branding combination. You need to have a niche and you need to have a geofarm, okay? So the mindset is simple. In Claremont, if I get 15 listings just in the million to 1.2 and doubling them, that's $500K in the bank. But then here's the secret sauce. How do you break into the luxury market? And let me tell you the secret, fam. It only takes one deal. It just takes one listing. And if you're like me, right? So I went all in 2020 when the pandemic hit, because there was a Google business profile boom. The internet went from, .coms to city and location specific searches. And then what happened? People got smart. So the branding combinations, local expert backed by EXP Global Connections. What's the modern day brick and mortar? You're either in the top 3 of Google Maps or you're not. So you could be anywhere on earth, in your city, in LA, in Japan. And if you're Googling real estate agents in Claremont or top realtor in Claremont, best realtor in Claremont, ask yourself, are you considered for the call to go on the listing appointment? That is the modern day brick and mortar. And when you're Googling this, I don't care if you're looking for a sandwich or a real estate agent, everyone scrolls past sponsored and paid for ads. They only get 2% of the clicks, and literally 98% of the people clicking is the top 3 organic choices in Google Maps. So the modern day brand and the modern day brick and mortar, you now know. In the lifestyle brand and modern day billboard, what I loved about Joseph, he was paying bang for a billboard, right? I have throughout Claremont these little signs that says, "We heart Mr. Claremont." And I've got billboards up my geo farm for free all day, every day, getting listings. Mr. Claremont's on my shirt and it's on my car, and I'm just living my life, and it starts organic conversations. And they're like, what is that? Beauty pageant winner, 100 years straight. They start laughing. Then it dives into an organic real estate conversation. So what I'm here to share with you is simple. How does this guy, I just recently broke the luxury market and got 7 luxury listings and just closed 4 of them, ranging from 2 million to 5.3 million. And in Claremont, that's tip of the top, right? And how did I do it? By wearing this shirt and dominating luxury keywords in Claremont. Really simple. 2 things you need to know about SEO. Google, they're looking, and human beings, city-specific EEAT. Are you a Claremont real estate experience, expertise? Are you a real estate authority, and are you trustworthiness? So you're probably thinking, how does Google figure this out? How are you a city-specific experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness? Well, it's simple. Google literally scans your website and makes sure your business name, address, website, and phone number is consistent on all social platforms. Ask yourself this: does your blog give city-specific content? Because if it's AI, they de-rank you. If it's plagiarized, they de-rank you. We've got special software that does things like this. It makes it humanized, right? And it has keywords in my blog about luxury real estate in Claremont, and it's got my keywords. So Google reads blogs and they read reviews, right? So when you have clients, where do you think real estate authority and trustworthiness comes from? Reviews. Expertise and experience, blog. So your blogs and reviews, but so when I ask for a review, right, for my fellow colleagues out there, if you Google luxury real estate agent in Claremont, California, you're going to see Mr. Claremont ranking #1 in the top 3 of maps. If you click on my profile and leave me a review and say best luxury real estate agent in Claremont, California, I'm then going to respond in an SEO optimized way and say, thank you for trusting me to be your referral partner. Deeply humbled and honored to service all of your luxury clients in Claremont, California. That's responding in an SEO optimized way. My blog content is talking about luxury real estate in Claremont. And what do you think happens? We start rising for those keywords. What do you think happens when the homeowner's Googling, hey, best luxury real estate agent in Claremont with a proven track record? Google scanning it, and it matches up my Google business profile with those searches, and I'm going on the listing appointment. And when I'm on that listing appointment and the homeowners are asking me, why am I Mr. Claremont? And I say I was selected by the DLE to get Claremont homeowners top dollar for the most money, quickest time frames, and most favorable terms. Who do you think they list with? When I say things like, hey, Bob, before I come over to the listing appointment, ask Google who's the most trusted real estate agent in Claremont. And when Google, #1, organically recommends Mr. Claremont Real Estate, and I've got 200 reviews, when I show up on the listing appointment, they're asking me things like, hey, where do we sign and what's your compensation? So that's power and that's authority. And don't think I don't compete against the best in the world in LA County, because I'm 35 years old. I just got my first 7 luxury listings. I just launched another one for $3 million up the hill, and I'm crushing it. And I'm going against the agents that rank top 5 with Remax, Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, and I smash them. It's a perceptions reality business, folks, and Mr. Claremont is the authority. So think about it. Name one person you know under the age of 40 that cracked their real estate market, not through door knocking, open houses, print mail, paying per call or click. I'm talking organic, me getting 6% listing signed and doubling them at 5, and they're a $3 million listing. Go ahead and tell me one person, because that's power and it's exciting. So I just want to leave you with that. I want to make you aware. What's the modern day brand, brick and mortar, billboard, and lifestyle brand that matters? Are you top of mind? Are you easy to remember, find, and choose when they forget your name and throw your business card in the trash can? And ask yourself, are you city specific? So I'm going to hit that, and let's bring the next one up.
I love that, brother. Hey, Anthony, thank you so much for dropping that intro on it. And hey, guys, we have testimonies of how this is working for agents in different cities, different markets, different states. But before we bring them up, I got a couple questions, Mr. Claremont, that you could help us clarify, my brother. So one message that I just got is for clarification. We're not talking about Google ads here, brother. Break them down really quick on the difference between a Google ad search as opposed to this organic DLE optimization.
Great question. So human beings, post-pandemic and post-NAR, they no longer, the pay-per call and pay-per-click, that is taking your Google business profile and calling Google and saying, hey, I want to join the rat race and I want to bid anywhere from $50 to $200 per call. 90% of them are spam calls. Why? Because people no longer trust sponsored or pay for ads. That's the first thing I said in this conversation. Sure, you can put $100 grand behind Google ads. Pay per call, pay per click, you're going to get garbage, because what they do is people Google best top real estate agent city name, and they scroll past it and they look for organic top 3 Google Maps placement. That's all that matters. So the difference is when you pay for ads, they have to put sponsored or paid for ads, and they only get 2% of the clicks because people are smarter now. They want the organic placement because that's what they now trust. Does that make sense, Joseph?
Oh, brother, makes way too much sense. I know when I first learned about DLE's separator, that was a big game changer for the way I personally looked at SEO. So thank you for breaking that down, because the marketplace is so digitally crowded, right? So digitally crowded right now. What do you believe is like the top 3 things that separates DLE from any of its competitors?
Really simple. What people do, it's simple. Look, I just got 7 luxury listings signed with the deans of the Drucker School of Business at the Claremont Colleges. My client was the director of admissions for USC, doctors, attorneys, lawyers. I have wealthy clients, smart people. Claremont, California's got the highest intellectual capital in the US. We've got literally extreme wealth here, mentally and also financially. So what the smart, wealthy people do is they want what? They want a human being, because when they're hiring a real estate agent, they're hiring me. What is sales? People, like, it's simple. When they Google, real estate agents Claremont, go ahead and do it on your iPhone. That's, by the way, that's where 70% of the searches are. iPhone, they Google city-specific keywords, they scroll past the ads, and when they see Mr. Claremont Real Estate, they're like, wow, this guy, it's like Instagram and Yelp got married. That's what Google Business Profile is. And I'm going on a date with a homeowner thinking of selling. That's what this is, right? But when they see Mr. Claremont Real Estate, that is perceived as a boutique local brokerage. And it is, because I, empowered by EXP, I get to play broker with no liability. It's great, okay? So when I dominate keywords like appraisal, what do you think? I'm not an appraiser. I'm a marketing company. I'm in the prospect follow-up business. In the modern day gold mine is what? An address of a homeowner thinking of selling in Claremont, period. And what the homeowner wants is a local expert with a proven track record. Hence, I got over 200 reviews, and I'm city specific. I'm always getting the call. What do you think happens when people in New York or anywhere in the country, they don't want to get sold by a realtor? I'm not perceived as a salesy real estate agent. I'm Mr. Claremont. I'm an authority. I'm beyond the mayor, okay? I am the mayor of this town, and that's my mindset and mentality. And when I'm on that listing appointment, the body language reflects it. So what do you think happens when they Google, go ahead and Google it, appraisers in Claremont, California? I get the call. And when they say, oh, I'm trying to figure out the value because, I inherited the home and I got to sell it. Or I'm just trying to figure out the value, and I don't want to get hounded by realtors. Why do you think Zillow, Trujillo, Homes.com, Realtor.com, why do people give their info? Because they think they're not going to get hounded by the sales guy, and they just sell it to their sales guy. So it's indirect marketing. They perceive me as a public authority they can trust to give their information to. And they can. And if they want an appraiser, I refer to an appraiser.
There you go.
I just left 972 Olympic Court. Go ahead and Google that listing. It's in escrow. And yes, I double-ended it. Now, let me tell you something. You know how I got that listing? Yeah, $3 million. Property management. They go property management in Claremont. They see Mr. Claremont #1 because why? They wanted to rent it out. Then they said best leasing agent in Claremont. Am I a leasing agent? It's not worth my time. And then they call me, hey, can you lease my mansion for 15 grand a month? Sure. I know it's not going to rent for that. So I go there, I go on the appointment. I'm like, why don't you just list it? Let's see what we can get. If you can't meet your expectations, we'll go to lease it out. In escrow, double-ended, and I just left the appraiser. He gave me a high five. It's coming in at value, and I'm going to the bank.
Let's go.
What I'm telling you is, think about it. If I'm Anthony Grynchal with EXP Realtor, can I dominate property management, appraiser, all these other beautiful key? No, because your online perception must be hyperlocal. You must be a city-specific boutique brokerage. And if you're not, and you're perceived as a realtor, no real estate agent, no one's going to call you because no one likes getting hounded.
Yeah, so good, brother. And I love what you shared about, and thank you for that case by case, like scenario wins, right? But you touched on something that's so important that's often overlooked, and it's consumer behavior, right? Consumer behavior, they're smart enough now as consumers to know the top 3 are paid ads because it says it, right? I mean, it's that clear. And then that first person that ranks below it is the organic person that I want to reach out to. I do it on Yelp for restaurants. I do it on Google for businesses. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah. Right. And so, it's exciting because you can't pay to get there. But with DLE, like, I'll throw another nugget at you guys, right? Google cannot read picture or video content. What's your job as a real estate agent? You're supposed to be shelling out photos in the MLS, social media, YouTube, your Google business profile, your website blog. Did you guys know we have software, the world's first, that teaches online search engines, including Google, how to read? So here's a big opportunity for everyone here today. We've got Mr. Forney Real Estate, Miss Long Beach Real Estate, Mr. Fresno Real Estate, and Mr. Chatsworth. If you leave them a 5-star review and you use a city-specific keyword and say, hey, my go-to luxury Chatsworth real estate agent referral partner, leave a review, guess what we could do back for you? We'll take your Google business profile and find out what city you're in. We will leave you a review back as a colleague. But what you could do is take a picture of yourself and send it to us, okay? And we can inject metadata. Did you know with a photo, you can literally inject your business name, address, website, phone number, and 7 keywords into a photo? So what do you think happens when you get a Google review and you attach a photo or a video and you hit it with our software?
Fire through rocket. It's the fuel for the rocket, brother. That's outstanding.
The rocket, and I'm living proof, guys. It's exciting because guess what? I go on listing appointments now, and they say, "Oh, Mr. Claremont, we're so glad you're here." I don't even say anything. I literally pull out the contract and say it's worth 2.8. Sign here. I don't have to say anything. I don't even have a listing presentation. I literally wear this shirt, and I got my little, golf pants on. And I'm having a good time. I don't have to wear a stupid suit and act like I am the man. I am the authority. And it just takes one. It was the end of December, 4215 Via Padova. That was my first luxury one I got. And since then, I'm on number 8 because all it takes is one. And before that, I did 192 listings in Claremont in the 500 to 1.2 range. 192 listings, that's a lot, right? And it's exciting because before that, like I told you, sun damaged up, right? 2008, banging doors, open houses, flyers, grinding, cold calling, la 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 la. I would only chase buyers anywhere. I'd take them to San Diego, Fresno. But what would happen year after year after year? I'd make like 100 to 200 grand and I'm worn out. Worn out. But when I went all in on Mr. Claremont and realized, wow, I'm going to increase value to my time and just not chase any buyers. I'm only taking listings in Claremont. My life changed.
So good, brother. So good.
And now, think about it. I want freedom. If you want freedom, all I want to do is be with my beautiful wife and 3 daughters. That's it. And with my friends, my boys, right? The bottom line is you need time, energy, and high quality clients, and you go hyper local. And now I'm making literally 10x the money. I'm not even spending money on anything else but wearing this shirt, and I'm focused on organic SEO. I just cracked into the luxury market. And now when I dip into South Claremont and all these little 500 to 1.2, it's just a walk in the park. It's exciting. It's true freedom. And
we feel your excitement, brother. The energy is contagious, man. It's coming through these microphones, my brother. And your example of what you've done and how you spearheaded this opportunity, this platform, this technology is so fantastic. But what's even better, Mr. Claremont, I'll share with you, my bro, is that it's not just you, right? You have literally imposed leadership in the marketplace by bringing on other agents with you. And so I would love to be able to highlight some of these other agents. We're going to bring them up one at a time for them to introduce themselves, give you a testimony of how this has impacted their business, their life, their freedom. So the first designated local expert we're going to bring up to the stage is Mr. Chatsworth. Mr. Chatsworth, come on up, baby. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you?
We're doing fantastic. Thank you for your diligence and your patience in the green room. You're up on stage now. We'd love to hear from you directly. A couple minutes about where you're located, your business, and talk to us a little bit about how you've been able to encapsulate your marketplace through the DLE.
So my focus obviously is Chatsworth, California. That's where I live. That's where I work. That's the community I serve through my volunteer efforts. But I serve the greater San Fernando Valley, and dip down into Simi Valley as well. And I have an active property management company that circulates through there. But I want to touch on something. For a lot of years, I was a top recruiter for a company that shall be unnamed and a nationwide top recruiter. And so their catchphrase was, and I'll plagiarize it a little bit. Their catchphrase was, "It's not who you are when you come in, it's who you become." And I went from, if you look at my Facebook page, I have 4,000 or 5,000 real estate agents that are friends of mine, and I have more interaction with them than I do my friends and family on Facebook. So I used to be somebody, I guess is what I'm saying. But today, who I've become is Mr. Chatsworth. I walk down the street, kids call me Mr. Chatsworth. I get phone calls and people don't say, "Hey, Frank, I'd like you to come look at my house, tell me what I can get for it." They say, "Hey, Mr. Chatsworth, I want to do this." And so I went from having a good brand name to having a great birth. And unfortunately, or fortunately, while my world got smaller, my world got larger at the same time, because real estate is a hyper local business. And when I focus primarily on Chatsworth, and it's on my car and it's on my shirt and it's on my baseball hats, and I rock the name Mr. Chatsworth. People call me Mr. Chatsworth. They want to know what Mr. Chatsworth is. When I started focusing on Chatsworth, the opportunities in and around Chatsworth just multiplied by a force of 10. And so today I do business in a lot of areas that are not Chatsworth, but it's all coming from that focal point of identifying and becoming Mr. Chatsworth. So in short, I'd much rather be called Mr. Chatsworth than Frank Spencer. I answer to it just as quickly. And meeting Anthony, and I met him as a recruiter. Meeting Anthony was probably the best gift in my 32-year professional career. So I'll leave it with that. He's brilliant, and if you're not part of this organization, you should be. And the thing I like best about it is brand agnostic. I'm independent, so I am that local brokerage. But I just as easily could be affiliated with a nationwide brand such as XP or one of the others. So, and my power isn't diminished. My influence isn't diminished. So this is a great gift that he gave me, inviting me to become Mr. Chatsworth. And there's not a day I don't wake up and say, "Thank you, Anthony." And I'll conclude.
That is awesome, Mr. Chatsworth. Thank you so much for that that testimony as well. Clearly, you've been in the industry and provided tremendous value back to agents. So to hear that from your leadership standpoint, I know is again, it's something that those of us that are inspired to be our local celebrities, to be the name designated expert in those areas, to help families, serve families, and come from that place of contribution speaks volumes. So thank you for your information and your testimony, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Mr. Chatsworth, if you could, go ahead and put your information in the chat. So then that way, everybody that's watching live, whether you're a buyer, seller, agent, if you're looking to connect, do some business in the city of Chatsworth, California, reach out to Mr. Chatsworth. So that way you guys can tap in to the local expert and get the due diligence and the knowledge and help that you may need in order to conduct your business there. So, all right. Without further ado, let's bring on our next local expert. We're going to go to Central California. How about Central California? Let's bring on Mr. Fresno to the stage. Mr. George Ozburn, how are you, my brother? George, we can't hear you just yet, brother.
Okay, how to go through now?
There we go, loud and clear. Lima Charlie.
Perfect. Thank you, Joseph, for the introduction. And of course, Mr. Claremont's always good to see you, brother. So I basically, this is a second career for me. I was a deputy sheriff in the Central Valley, Fresno County, and I was shot in 2009. So I was medically retired. I'm like, what am I going to do? So the reason I bring this is, I'm a later start in life. I just turned 50 as far as real estate industry, and you're trying to figure out, how to do business. Fortunately, I was introduced to Anthony, and man, I was going over the contract. I saw something and I had some questions. So I called the number on there and just happened to get him. And next thing I know, 45 minutes later, it's like, what's our joke? 2 pre-workout shots to the face, because we love working out and getting high energy, as you can tell. And it's nice to be affiliated with people that are like that. The energy, the way he has visions to do things. Couple of things I'd love to bring out is I really adopted it as soon as I spoke with him, saw how this worked, was the lifestyle that basically comes with this, living the lifestyle. It's your surrogate identity, but it eventually becomes you. Now, as a deputy sheriff, everybody always looked at the badge. They looked at the uniform. That's how people treated you. So for me, maybe it was a little bit more easier to adapt to that, but it really pushed me out of any of the little comfort zones or little doubts that I had, where you become the mayor of, in my town, Fresno. Everybody knows me as Mr. Fresno. Mr. Fresno's in big, huge letters on the side of my car. Just the other day, I had some people honk, "We love you, Mr. Fresno." Kid you not, they wrote me 4 reviews because I waved back and was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" People like that. They like the energy that you get and you live. One of the coolest things is he talked about how we meta infuse photos. I thought this was phenomenal. That's the thing that really sold me on is, how do we get some of our power back? How do we have coding that helps us so that we get those come list me calls? I mean, when you start getting come list me calls and you're attracting it and not having to chase it, it's amazing, because one leads to the other. It just starts coming in. People are Googling, Fresno real estate. I'm usually in the top 3. We did have some setbacks because I moved addresses and we had to do that. But with the team that he has in place, it was easily compensated for. They went to work on it. We got together. I did my part. They did their part. And we were able to restructure things so that things fell in line to be up there. One of the other things that is kind of neat is then you start getting the calls from other agents that are mad because you're rated over them. That's different, right? And so when people start getting jealous and they're wondering, well, how are you doing this? How are you getting everything? How are you getting business when nobody else is? They're like, dude, you're always busy. You're always selling houses. We see your signs everywhere. Again, the perception reality that goes out there. I've even had other people try and copy and say, hey, they're Mr. Fresno. The thing is, people threw their cards away. So then they Google Mr. Fresno and they're like, hey, is Mike there? I'm like, no, but I'm Mr. Fresno. How can I help you? And next thing you know, they just sent me a client. So, I mean, there's so many things that happen on the side. But the other cool thing is with the proprietary software and us being backlink, we're like a huge network that we're able to leverage each other to build. So Miss San Francisco is linked to Mr. Fresno. Mr. Fresno is linked to Mr. Chatsworth, Mr. LA. So when people Google the Fresno area and they're going off my photos and they're going off my things, you're still getting that SEO drip going towards you as well. And when you see that it's a huge web or net that Anthony has established, it literally blows your mind. I mean, every time we come up and we have a mastermind, something new comes to attention, how we can do things. We've even leveraged Google as a local guide, which, if you start doing reviews for businesses, where now my little emblem shows up on my local Lowe's hardware store, and my photo of my car that's meta infused has now had over 1.3 million views in Fresno from people Googling it. And then that feeds into my SEO. So when you see these other things that happen that aren't necessarily right up front that people attribute, it's just massive. And then the calls start coming in. You got to answer your phone. So it doesn't matter if it's a spam call or whatever. If somebody's clicking on your Google and they're calling through, just answer the phone. That way Google knows you're there. They even called me once. Hey, we wanted to see if you were in business. That's all we wanted. Good to go. So, I mean, those type of things is really good. In the meantime, like I said, I've really adopted the lifestyle. I put on Mr. Fresno sponsored events. I have a boxing match coming up that I've done for law enforcement fundraiser. I got a car show coming up. There's Mr. Fresno swag everywhere. Same thing. I wear the swag on I have polos. I have workout shirts that are like Under Armour, a little tight, try and show off the muscles a little bit, get people looking, whatever it takes to go and get that attention. And, again, that attention draws people. What do people ask? What is Mr. Fresno? Because it doesn't say Mr. Fresno Real Estate on mine. And then I tell them, and what is the next follow-up question they always ask? Well, how's the market? It's natural. People are always going to ask that. We know that. So I'm carrying on more conversations about real estate. And sometimes I'll get a group, 3 or 4 at the gym, listening to what I have to say. Wow. From Fresno this last year, we went up 8% when a lot of the other parts of the state or country have gone down. People don't realize that. It's because we're more affordable. We're edging up there, don't get me wrong, but having that information that contradicts sometimes even the national averages is really important to have those things in the back of your mind. So when you do talk to people, you have that information. You really do become the local expert, and it goes forward like that.
So good, brother. So good. Share with us really quick, Mr. Fresno, just maybe your biggest win that you had with DLE.
Oh my gosh. I've had two really big wins that were recent. One of them was I was presenting at the boxing match, and I'm literally up there talking in front of 1,000 people. And they say, well, I even said, why is a real estate agent talking to this thing? And I let them know my background. I was a deputy. I was shot. I raised 3 kids by myself. This nonprofit came in here, and now I sponsor them with my funds for Mr. Fresno Real Estate on all their events because they gave back. They checked on me. They helped me through this thing. As people then start connecting with you as a person, not just as Mr. Fresno, but they all remember Mr. Fresno. If I said George Ozburn or even Oz, they're not going to remember it. They're not going to take my phone number down. There's no way. But they remember Mr. Fresno. They see the swag everywhere, open house signs everywhere. 2 days later, I get a call. And this is what's really cool. We have a Mr. Cash offer option, which is phenomenal. I had never done one before, so it was really cool. We ended up buying a property from a correctional officer that was in dire straits. They need to get rid of it. They owed, I think they were 8 months behind. Mom was in a home. They needed a bailout. I said, okay, if you net a certain amount, is that what you need? They're like, fine. So we bought that, sold it, and then turned around, and the investor picked it up. The investor then turned around and refinished it, fixed it up, flipped it in about 2 weeks. And a week later, he relisted back with me. And so you end up getting 3 commissions out of 1 deal. All because of being Mr. Fresno, being at the right place, being the mayor of the town, everybody knowing who you are. So that's really cool. And then the other stuff is they do provide information or things that you can use for your print and marketing materials. So, sorry, I'm getting somebody talking. So even when I've gone in and I'm literally up against 7 or 8 real estate agents, again, I'm doing this later, and there's some large teams in the Fresno area, and they had interviewed prior to me. And then I show up and I have like my buyer seller's guide. I can't see that. There you go. And I show in with stuff like this. And then I throw down our systems of our metal business cards, stuff like that. Everybody asked me the same thing. Why doesn't everybody else have this? I said, I don't know. I said, I don't concentrate on other people. This is what I bring to the table. This is why, again, like Mr. Claremont says, I get you the highest price in the shortest amount of time for the best terms. And I do what's for my clients. And we have the branding and the ability to meta infuse photos to get it out and really expand on your business and getting you the best offers. Yes. When people see that you can back it up, you have print materials, you have the linguistics down, you have the social media going where you're kind of everywhere. They're just like, all right, where do I sign? And they don't balk at a 6% commission. They don't. They're just like, okay, where do I sign? It makes life simple.
It absolutely does, sir. And those are market separators, right? I mean, what we're talking about here is like separation of market in talent, branding, marketing, and elevation. And ultimately, it helps these buyers and sellers, sell their home for much more to be able to promote and all that. So fantastic. Mr. Fresno, I just want to personally thank you as well, sir, for your service that you did. I've spent 25 years in government service on the law enforcement side as well. I know we got Mr. Ontario on here. So that also is just a testimony. We do our due diligence, guys. We take a look, integrity, principles, values, those kind of things mean a lot to us. And this company, this DLE network certainly speaks volumes to those attributes. Mr. Fresno, go ahead and put your information in our chat, my brother. Buyers, sellers, agents. Hey guys, tap in Mr. Fresno and surrounding areas. He can help you in the Central California market, any of your needs. Make sure you guys tap in with him. And thank you once again, Mr. Fresno. We are about to shift states, guys. We're going to shift states. We're going all the way to the great state of Texas. I want to bring up my good brother, Jaran, Mr. Forney. Come on up to the stage, my brother.
What's going on?
There he is. What's good, my bro?
I'm doing good. Thanks
Hey,
for
man,
having me, man.
Oh man, I'm so excited to hear some Texas love, man. They say everything's big in Texas. This DLE network must be bigger than big. Talk to us.
Man, so it's been a huge blessing being a part of the network. I've learned so much about Google, and just it's funny how you just learn things along the way just by being plugged in. Mm-hmm. I'll share my biggest win with the network. I know sometimes we focus on listings, but in a market like this where some buyers have the power, some negotiating, but my biggest win was maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Somebody's relocating from Memphis. They were looking for, just some homes with a little bit more land. And, the builder, some of these builders are getting creative. They were offering, a 5% commission. So, and this was a buyer. It wasn't like a come list me phone call. So sometimes, we can kind of disregard that, but just somebody who was, searching on Google, they saw the Mr. Forney. And one thing I had ready, and I'll encourage you guys to have this ready as well, is I just had a simple relocation guide. It was 5 pages. I didn't really have to have a deep dive 1 hour conversation about, the Forney area, but, I had that ready to go. So it kind of just made me a little bit more reputable, and, I had something to talk about to give them something to chew on. So, but yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Tell us really quick for those that don't know exactly where that is in Texas.
So Forney is just, I want to say 15 to 20 minutes, depending on where you live in Forney, from downtown Dallas.
Okay.
So that was another motivating factor of me being plugged into the DLE network, because if for people, who's watching right now, if you've ever been to Texas, or Dallas specifically, it's just so big. It's filled with so many different suburbs, cities, you name it. And you could leave, and let's say if you can leave for like a Saturday, if you're going out to show 3 homes, that could be maybe a 3 or 4 hour window, So I like the DLE network because it allows you to get your power back, your time back, by being just more of that localized expert. And that's where I was kind of headed, just kind of like Anthony. I had 3 children myself. I had 3 boys.
There you go.
So, and I keep my life simple. I like to work out, go get me a little tea from the tea shop. Yeah. And if I'm dealing with real estate, maybe some marketing here and there, but it just allows me to get kind of that. Cause I feel like sometimes I go through these ebbs and flows of real estate. Like, man, I don't want to people today or whatever the case, but a lot of that comes from just the minutia and the stuff we had to deal with, and the driving, the commutes, and all of that good stuff. So,
yeah, so good, bro. That kind of like sparked a little bit of thought, especially as it relates to Texas. And by the way, I love the swag that you got. You got the pickleball, got the pickleball hat on. I know you're out there doing the community thing, bro. So I appreciate you. And then on IG, brother, I just see you like blowing up, like just listed, just closed, like. You're really doing your thing. And I know with everything from the meta infusement to being able to really leverage that, plus just your personal brand has been such a beautiful thing to see from a distance in your growth. So I just want to salute you and applaud you for everything that you've done in the marketplace, in real estate. It really stands out.
Yeah, Joe, real quick, can I leave a comment right here? Is this if I leave something here in the chat for people
Oh,
to see?
absolutely,
Okay.
brother. Yeah. Yeah.
So something that I utilize, and you don't have to, the daily network is everything that you simply need. But what I do to help supplement my business is I use a platform called Blink Marketing. They provide like client appreciation events. It's done for you. Like they tell you and show you everything that you need to do if you want to go that route, from like a social media, and it's very localized. And let's say if you guys don't have the time, you can probably have your children play with it and change, the city that you're in, but it provides the content that you need on a monthly basis. So it has home seller guides, home buyer guides, new construction guides, everything that you need to help take away the thinking that we have to do as agents. And I like it because it's modern, has a luxury touch to it as well. So just a little added touch to it. Like later on, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually next month, I'm actually partnering with my the barbershop who cuts my hair. He's going to allow me to get free haircuts for the children, and we're going to do a little ad that says Mr. Forney and Good Looking Barber Studio, free haircuts on this Monday, just things like that, because sometimes people want to see, if are you more than a real estate agent? Like, are you giving back? Like, what else are you doing? We partner with businesses, and also too, every time I do a deal with another agent, I ask them to leave me a review as well on my Google profile, because people who are watching or potential customers or clients, they probably want to see what your reputation is like from other agents. And I simply return the favor to that agent as well. And what I've done with my Google, so like instead of me putting like Jaran Ramsey, like if I'm leaving a review for another business,
right,
my first name is, I just change it to Mr. And then when my last name is Forney. So when I leave a review, let's say if I'm wanting nothing but cakes, it doesn't show my name. It doesn't say Jaran Ramsey left a review for bun cakes. It simply says Mr. Forney, and I'll get to see those reviews and likes and the clicks that people have done just from looking at that review from other local businesses. So,
wow.
But I'll leave that link here.
Yeah, please do, brother. Please do. And thank you so much for sharing your testimony out in Texas. So those of you that are looking to connect anywhere in the Dallas market, or for that matter in Texas, reach out to my brother Jaran over there. He'll connect you, widely connected throughout the state, and can definitely help and service buyer, seller, and agent needs in that marketplace. So thank you again, my brother. I appreciate you tremendously.
Appreciate you guys.
Mr. Claremont, quick question for you, brother. Mr. Roberto Moran, are we bringing him back up? Yeah, I can't hear you, brother. Hold up.
What about Miss Long Beach? You with us?
Miss Long Beach is not. Miss Livermore is, but
Okay.
Miss Livermore. All right. Well, I don't see her visually. So Roberto Moran and Desiree Mir. If not, we're going to fire away, guys. We're going to bring all our presenters up to the stage now, and we're going to open up a Q&A. How about that? Let's fire away. All right. For those of you that are watching live right now, feel free to put in the comment box on any live platform any questions that you have regarding the DLE or any specific questions for our local experts. As we wait for those comments and questions to come in, I have a question that I want to fire off really quick. Mr. Claremont, tell us about what's happening briefly, brother, as fast as you can, about what's transitionally happening between SEO and GEO. Like, GEO is kind of like a newish term that's getting thrown out there. And how is it applicable to technology for agents to rank higher on Google and dominate local searches?
Yeah, so you're talking about like geotag, right? Well,
exactly.
Yeah, geotag is one out of, 14 different metadata, elements that we inject. So a geotag is just one, it's like your geo-targeting, your Google business coordinates, longitude, into the photo or video, it gives, link juice to your profile, right? But the bottom line is, when comes to, you know, metadata, right? That's one element out of 14. So you're talking about the Google coordinate, longitude, and latitude. You could also take your Google business profile link, slam that into the photo. You could take your actual website that's connected to your Google business profile and put that. And then you could take your business address, city, state, zip, right? All of those elements go into the photo. And then your actual phone number going in there is important too, because Google wants to see, it's called NAPOG consistency, your business name, address, website, and phone number. And then we've learned you could do 7 short tail keywords and 7 long tail. So a short tail keyword is like Claremont Realtor or Claremont. A long tail is real estate agents in Claremont, California with a proven track record, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens is, right, so most agents, like if they get a little bit of SEO knowledge, they might figure out a geotag. That's one out of, the 14, and not counting, the 7 short tail and 7 long tail keywords. So it's really about 21 different metadata elements we inject, but we created a software that does it for us. But the beauty of it is, like, we could rank you number 1 on YouTube, like how Mr. Chatsworth does, right? Because if you have Mr. Chatsworth YouTube channel on your Mr. Chatsworth website and it's connected to your Google business profile, Google not only reads your blog and your reviews, but they actually click on your social media. And if it says Mr. Chatsworth Real Estate and you hit those videos with the metadata, see, Google can't just watch the video and know what it is. And someone might insert a geotag that has Google coordinates, longitude, and latitude. But we teach Google and online search engines how to read picture and video content. So with software, we literally inject into the video a language that we speak to Google that teaches it how to read the video. And then that's why he ranks number 1 on YouTube. That's why, Mr. Fresno ranks number 1, even on, Google Gemini searches or Chat GDP searches. And so when you're talking about metadata, like, think about it. You're launching meta-infused pictures in the MLS, and it shotguns those photos to tens of thousands of real estate websites. What do you think is going to happen? Those store on their servers and it backlinks you. What do you think happens if you download Nextdoor and you launch a meta-infused picture of a hummingbird? We have members that they get millions of likes. And what Mr. Forney and Mr. Fresno are talking about, the other modern day billboard is simple. Like, you can put the campaign signs, but if I go to the Vons right here, which I've done, and I do a selfie of Mr. Claremont buying, a sandwich, whatever, and I leave a review and I meta inject that picture with me holding a sandwich, and I say, man, best grocery store in Claremont, and I upload my review with the meta-infused photo, it hovers and stays at the top like a UFO, and everyone just goes to the local market at Vons and they want to see reviews. The first one's Mr. Claremont Real Estate and a picture of me with my Mr. Claremont swag. That's why Fresno leaves a selfie of him buying a smoke detector at Lowe's. He's got 1.1 million. So it's powerful, because when you understand online search engines, including Google, can't see a picture of Mr. LA and see, man, that's a good-looking guy in a white suit crushing the game. No, they need to rely on the metadata inside. And so telling it how to read it. And on the flip side, think about this. I'm going to hit you with some knowledge. You ready?
Let's go. You got a minute, brother. I got one more question before we sign off.
When all of you are on a listing appointment talking about your global online marketing, why do you think Mr. Claremont beats you when I say, most real estate agents launch naked photos and type a description? We literally type a description for each keyword with our software for each photo and inject buyer keywords, and we increase the online visibility of the home by more than 70% when we launch our listings. Who do you think the homeowner is going to list with when you guys claim you're an online marketing expert and all you say is what? Global luxury expert with your brokerage. No one cares. But when we have proof and data that shows when we syndicate our listings, it increases online visibility by more than 70%. who do you think they're going to list with?
Yeah, that's powerful, brother. That's powerful. I do have a question that came in for any of our speakers here. Are any of you also powering this by any efforts on YouTube? Mr. Chatsworth, really quick, sir, could you give a quick testimony to how you're doing that and maybe some impact? Hold on, Mr. Chatsworth. Let me unmute you, sir. There you go.
Every video that I put out on YouTube, and I do one weekly, I have one coming out tomorrow morning. Every video that I do has to go through the metadata software before to have those keywords infused before I put it out onto the YouTube. Sorry, lost you. Anyway, before I put it out onto the YouTube platform, YouTube is just a beast. It's where most of my marketing effort goes, and it's all free. And then I can repurpose the YouTube content for my blog. I can repurpose the YouTube content for my Facebook content and posts and Instagram and so on. So YouTube is my hub, and everything else is a spoke off the hub. And it's been a powerful combination.
So insightful to see you doing that, sir, in that dominating atmosphere of YouTube and Google partner together. I think that's fantastic. We have a question from Rick. Just starting to deep dive. Do you use Google Business Profile optimization, backlisting, or local schema markup to reinforce DLE visibility? 60-second answer on that, Anthony.
Yeah, that you're talking about. So we not only have the only technology on earth with the metadata infusion software, right? But we have also created the most powerful real estate website on earth, because when you're a DLE member and we build a landing page, it comes with a super blog. But yeah, it has schema markup. It's 100% SEO optimized on a private server, right? But what we do better than anyone on earth is we transfer real estate authority. So if you guys right now Google, best real estate agent in Forney, Texas, and click on Mr. Forney's profile, all of us are connected through interlinking and backlinking on the website, and the link juice transfers. So we are what's called the modern day Navy SEALs in the industry, because all ships rise together. My success, when people are clicking on Mr. Claremont, because I got the Mr. Claremont Sprinter van parked out front, what do you think they do? They Google Mr. Claremont, they click on it, and voila, Miss Oceanside rises. And she just got her 19th come list me call. And she doesn't even live in Oceanside. So we have the most powerful website that coordinates with the software and the geofarming brand. So it's a triangle that's unbreakable. And so when you combine all of that together, no one will ever outrank us on earth. And I don't care how much money you spend, because my competition in Claremont spends anywhere from 10 to 15 G's a month on organic SEO, and I'm light years ahead because I've got all my DLE brothers and sisters with me, and we're rising together as one unit, and we're connected through the software, the website, interlinking and backlinking, and we're all united as one, and that's why we're thriving.
Yeah, that ecosystem is so powerful, so powerful. Thank you for answering that question, Anthony. And in respect of everybody's time, we're at the top of the hour, guys. At the top of the hour, I want to first give thanks to this powerful panel of experts, you powerhouse agents. You guys, your insight today was so valuable. We're getting comments, little hearts, all the emojis across all the different platforms. For everybody that's watching, here's the bottom line, guys. Visibility creates credibility. That's my takeaway. The authority that Mr. Claremont was talking about, it's the credibility in the wins to get the listings, right? Get the come list me calls, get the come buy me calls. So if you're ready to become, the big name in your marketplace, right? If you're ready to be that celebrity, want to claim that territory as the designated local expert, head to the designatedlocalexpert.com, send me a DM, or simply reply with an emoji on any of these platforms, and we will reach out to you guys, create a conversation, because This is expanding rapidly across the United States, guys. There's only one city, one name, one person that's designated. That's how powerful this is. So if you're serious about brand dominance, this is your moment. I'm Joseph Trujillo, Mr. LA. I'm signing off. Salute all of you guys. Reminding you guys to dream big, rank higher, and own your market. You guys have a blessed day. Stay on top. Hey guys,